Greetings, traveler.
But I can stack shurikens. Whew. I think in Rogue it's probably still Spawn of Nazoth. You could like start to think about Thistle Tea if you go really low curve. The problem with really low curve and then Thistle Tea is that you're gonna Thistle Tea a 2-drop and it won't matter anyway. So yeah, I think Thistle Tea and low curve Rogue, it's sort of weird. Sprint, on the other hand, is gonna draw 4 cards, so I think for a low curve, the Sprint's better. Because you're still gonna hit, you know, one of your 5s or something. But with Thistle Tea, I'm gonna get like 3 pirates, like, or whatever, so. I think we can get away picking a scribe here. You gotta pick him at some point. Bomber is good though. Proud Defender for the Rogue, not so much. Eccentric 100%. I should start to time that shit out. Just like any 100% in any context. Or like the words 100% and for sure. Just have them be like insta timeouts. It's 100% one of these cards. Eccentric 99.99999% certainly. I think we're okay with it. Yeah, it's early, but you have to pick him at some point. So yeah, it's too good, man. Can't skip it. Too good, bro. Too good, bro. Always discard, bro. Never skip it, bro. Trust me, bro. I play 2 arenas a month, bro. All right. All right, let's go. Let's go scribe here, though. I do agree. Yesterday, the Misters of Mixtures incident, right? I think we're quite happy picking the hog this time around. Right now, 2 3s over 3 2s for me. We have a dagger to complement it, but also this dies to this guy, so it's not so good. And it heals your face. Alright, so the way how I play Rogue, I'm quite happy with the Ringleader. I don't think the other cards are terrible or anything, but I want to be all over them. OP. Let's go. I guess I'll just pick up a cleaner. I might hit their scribe or something. Defias for 505%. I'll still take a croc over the tentacle. But Brewmaster in a potential lackey meta. Well, no, Brewmaster in a lackey meta with, you know, we might get lackeys in our deck. It's to be considered, but we don't have them yet. And I guess it's sort of win-win, right? I'm either going to hit the lackeys and I'm happy, or I'm not, and then, you know, I don't have a Brewmaster. So I'll go with the crocodile. You could even try a Worgen in Rogue. I don't think Worgen's like bad, even in these kind of decks, but Perdition is the standard pick here, so I'll probably end up picking it. Okay. This could just be a regular 3-drop. The lower curve your deck gets, the worse, in my opinion, Betrayal becomes. An Underbelly Fence right now doesn't do anything yet, and we have ample 2-drops. Yeah. Take a 3-mana card. Oh boy! Investigator is pretty good. Alright. Allows us to hit people in the face. Mad Scientist in Rouge. I'll probably take a Magi. We do have a Shuriken already, and it works well with Fan, and need something to play on for. I do have a Magi, but I think I'm fine just spamming the board. Spamming the board. Alright, Blowgill loses a lot of its appeal in Rogue, because you can ping. So I'll probably just take the sneak. Maybe sneak some damage in. Alright. It's not another spawn, and it's probably a little too early to stack another 6, so I'll take the Shiv. Ooh, good cards. It could just be the Blink Fox. Because I think Kidnapper gets worse for faster, and I don't think I need a Zombie Chow for this deck. Like, I'm looking pretty low curve right now, so... Kidnapper's that high? Wow. Kidnapper used to be one of the, if not the best rogue card. Like, just imagine Violet Worm being in the meta. Suddenly Kidnapper's a fucking baller, right? And he's still more than fine. It's just not... it's not as good if the meta is faster. But yeah, Kidnapper is absolutely not a meme card. Definitely not. But I think he is worse in this meta. There was a time where Kidnapper was just better than Valspine. Right. We almost do have Violet Worm in the meta though. Yeah, but it's still significantly different, right? A 6/4 that spawns 4 1/1s or a 7/7 that spawns 7 1/1s. That's... I don't know. That's not a... You know, it's comparable-ish, but it's not very close. Alright, anyways, I do think that we want Blink Fox for this deck. As I said, I think we're fast enough that we don't need to add on another Chow. That seems a bit overkill. So we'll just take a thing we can play that gives us more things. A thing we can play that gives us more things. Very good. It's not the Imani for me. It's between the Prophet and the Spec Knight. I do love Spec Knight, and this is sort of a cheap one, I would say. What do you guys think? The Prophet or the Spec Knight? Draft is still on pick 1 for me. Yeah, that's because it's not a chat draft. We warming up, baby. You don't feel Spec Knighty? Huh. That's because we have more 3-mana cards, or what? If we pick the Spec Knight here, I think we have one more slot for another 5. Another good 5. I will say that if we hit Evil Miscreant, you want maybe 3 5s instead of 4 5s or something. Not a chat draft. What phase? Streamer making his own decisions? That's not right. I think I'm gonna go with the Spec Knight, but it's pretty darn close. Then again, Prophet could be a turn 4 play with a 2-mana card. So the concern is you might get Evil Miscreant, and then you kind of want to play that on turn 5. You might want the Prophet to help your turn 4, seeing as you only have 1/4, which is a Magi. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go with Prophet, but it's really. Alright, so a couple less close picks, just a couple picks that I've deemed better / worse. Alright, well, you can't really get around the contract, I think. However, picking up the Knight here would be fun. Pick up the good 4. Alright, so that was a series of picks that were sort of forced, I would say. Now we get to talk. Sort of like having a fan as a splasher or whatnot is not bad. Poison to me is more raw power, but do we need it? We got Blink Fox, Sneak, Gun, Perdition's Blade. Poison facilitates the Ringleader, facilitates the Shuriken. It allows you to play a 3-drop and a Poison on turn 4. I think I will go with the fan, but it's pretty close. Just because we have Poison and Perdition's Blade, and I usually want a combined total of 3 max. So 2 Poisons, Perditions, 2 Perditions, a Poison. And we don't have the fan effect yet. Now that the Cultist presented itself, I'm sorta regretting it, because Cultist Poison is a great combo. Sort of regretting that Spectral Knight now as well. Like, Spectral Knight here instead of this thing would be phenomenal. That being said, our turn 4 is still looking a little shaky, so Prophet's definitely not without any merit. I think I'm gonna pick the Bartender and just assume it works out. Corrupted Healbot for me, it always feels very, very monk-ass if I'm being aggressive. Alright, Dwarf helps out. We need a good 5, we need Miscreants. One of those will help a lot. Alright, one of those will help a lot. I'll still take a good 5 or another Miscreant, you know, just in case you're listening, draft. No, but a good 4-drop, which absolutely fits as well. One more good 5, and then the curve's pretty sweet. Either that or just a power card. So we do have a Blink Fox, but I think we'll take a power card here, right? Alright. We ended up with a lot of 4s at the... I mean, not like a lot, as we have too many, but... the Prophet Spec Knight pick, Spec Knight's looking better. Then we would have had 3 5s and a Miscreant, which is sort of perfect, but we'll take it. I'd say the Poison Fan is close, especially given that we picked up a Miscreant. Poison is very flexible to proc that. You can do that on turn 4. That being said, we do have Magi, so having a fan is really not that bad. We'll see where it goes. I don't necessarily have to finish this run, by the way, guys, before we start chat drafting. Usually I wait until there are about 500 people before we start chat drafting. It's usually it's usually my number I'm aiming for. Go for it, my man.
Here we go.
To the dome with that first charge. I like it. A single walnuts. Didn't sign up for this.
I have an axe to grind.
Armor. Armor. No. That's my face. How that hurts. Stop it now. I guess we spreading, boys.
Don't forget to tip your token.
Here we go.
Tough call. But I don't think we can give up the soldier for just his face, and I think it's probably better then to just put the bartender down. But we had a pretty slow opener compared to his, which is funny because I don't think we started that slow at all. But, you know, Nazat's first mate. That's pretty good tempo. Alright, didn't take any additional face. Can't complain too much. I'm up to no good. Me too. Does that mean we still play the scribe, or we poppin' a poppin'? I think scribe on board probably makes more sense than a next turn. I'm up to no good. Me too. Because if I don't hit the rush guy, then I'm gonna wish this was on board.
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
Sometimes these lackeys are just up to no good. Start making trouble in the neighborhood. We get in one little fight, and their mom gets scared.
Don't forget to tip your children.
Alright. Guess it's just pure tempo, right? I guess if I hit a dog, I'll put it over here. Saves the blood taker. Ooh, not irrelevant. Not irrelevant at all. Prepping that fan. Also, we can go for, I guess it's a one-sided excavated evil, right? One-sided excavated evil, come right up. Unless he snipes the mana reservoir. These bartenders are great to sort of debate them into trading. Oh. Shadow step, right? Shadow step the miscreants. After we bump. Bump, bump, yeah.
Evil is fun! Evil is fun! Evil is fun!
I'm not ready.
Right on time. To dig or not to dig? That is the question. Could have prepped as well. That is true. But I think that 2 more luckies is better. This guy's name, yeah. Just all ignore it, guys. Come on. If he smorks it up a little bit more, I think he has us. I think the second bartender he killed was fine, but the first trade around was pretty bad.
You can't hide from me. Oh, up to no good.
Me too.
Here we go.
Me too. Is it out? Meow the Great? I assumed there would be more buzz around it than if it was out already. Double heroic, double mortal strike. Right. I guess I could have played around mortal strike debate. I guess I don't care enough.
We go.
I'd give it to him, yeah. I'd give it to Clinton Liquor for the double mortal strike debate play.
Valir versus Arthas.
For Lordaeron.
Watch your back.
Hey, be happy. Morning. Okay. Coin, true, silver, champion. Please don't.
Here we go.
Guess we're playing a Spawn of the Zoth and Bladed Cultist if he does that. Oh. Fun.
Here we go.
He jams the 4/4. We play La Bartender, Dagger, Deadly Poison. Trade the Spawn in the face. Face with our Spider Tank. We have 2 Spider Tanks on the board. He plays another 4/4. We say, never lucky Baby Rage. I could not have planned for this. Never mind, I planned for this.
Here we go.
Definitely planned for this. Got him. Not a bad spawn. Pretty lucky draw though. It's a charger. Planning? Just top deck, baby. Easy top deck. We all about that easy top deck life.
Here we go.
That's one of the saddest overkills I've done in a while. I'm playing into Consec because my other 2 dudes don't die. So, gotta be a little greedy sometimes. Do you have any tips to draft Shaman? Lots of 2-mana cards. That's a lot of imps. I could have sworn I drafted a Fan of Knives. So I guess the 3/1 and the 1/1 into the 4/4. I'm sort of a little too lazy to plan this turn perfectly, but I guess we're warming up, so I should. So boop, boop, 6 things left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's left with 1 guy, right? No, boop, boop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I actually just clear him. Okay.
A little cut.
Here we go.
Alright. Why is there math in this card? I know, right? Crazy. But if I'm warming up, I shouldn't play like, you know, I don't want to count. That's a bad warm-up session. Anyways, for Shaman, I like lots of 2-mana cards. I'm very high on Jade Claws. I'm decently high on Stormforged Axe. I'll usually take up to 3. Preferably 2 claws, 1 axe, 3 claws. 2 axe, 1 claws is a bit weird. 3 axe might be too many. Although I think, yeah, 3 axe feels sort of a bit too much. So I'll go for very good early game. So then you'll have less 3s. You obviously pick the 4-mana 7/7s when you see them, and then you top it off with Fountain and Burley. But I don't like picking too many like 5 drops, especially if you're going for 7/7s. So that's essentially it. Not that much to it. Yeah. 1 or 2 Bloodlusts is nice in that kind of deck.
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
Hey, you!
Here we go.
I'd like to hit some phase damage, but all of these turns have just felt like clearing his board was just better. He's just been spamming stuff and giving it to us. So we're just picking up the free kills left and right. Miscreant would be an amazing draw. Blink Fox is pretty good. Alright. Humility?
now.
Wisdom. Oof. Very, very good draw. Alright. Let us proceed.
Talk about a nice time.
I think the 4/5 always kills one of the 4 power dudes.
Hey, you.
And then we can talk about how much we want to sack this or free kill. I think I'll probably sack. Feels sort of correct on this board.
Crush. No, smash.
This baby's going to market. Can we talk about how 16 damage to the face is a lot?
We shall end this disturbance.
With the dagger, or... Oh no, with the 1/1. Yeah. Oh boy. Punished for playing taunts, this man. Now that's a good smork mechanic, right? Every time your opponent plays a taunt minion, he gets punished. Some misfortune happens to him.
Valera versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
Watch your back.
Is someone injured?
Forget to tip your toy.
This one's a real page turner.
Wow.
Here we go.
I'm impressed. I guess he has a Cabal Talon Priest. Not many people give up the card there.
Hop on. We're going for a ride.
Nope.
Here we go.
Yeah, the 6/6 is like sleeper pretty good. Goes under the radar a lot of the time.
Here we go.
It's boom o'clock.
It's boom o'clock. Tis boom o'clock. Bombs away. Classic rogue versus priest. Rogue killing himself with a weapon.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
That's a little annoying. Do you have the contract to try and swing the board? That might be enough of a swing. I feel like anything else I'm going to develop is just gonna get chunked by that, right? He gets the trade back, but that's okay, I suppose. Yeah, Evil Genius and Abyssal should probably be in the same bucket. It's a decent master spell. Not crazy good, but pretty decent. Gives us the board. I think it's time for the 4/4. You can argue just let it, you know, play the bartender, let it get cheaper, but it's 2 mana. It's a good turn to cash in on the tempo now. I honestly think that in some decks you just pick the Genius over the Abyssal. Not even that much of a choice. Oof. 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 We'll take that. Taking a 5 here is a little nasty. I think I might fan, because I feel like we're gonna need to cycle this soon-ish. So this heals our face for 5 with the Deadly Poison in hand and cycles. It's okay-ish. Aha, the perfect draw. Bam! Got him, boys. Alright.
Hey, you.
Because if I take the 5 here, I have pretty low health. And I'm probably going to cycle the fan next turn anyway, because I need something to play. I don't know. Okay. Conjure's Calling. Yeah, Conjure's Calling's just a BS card, for sure. Oof. That's not what you want to play into this board. Low health against the priest. Oh, the horror. The horror. What will we do? Alright. If I poison his face and trade the 2-1, he goes to 11. He heals up to 13. I've got 8, 10, 12, 15. If I go for the poison play on his guy, I end up with 1 net damage gain, assuming the 2-1 lives.
Here we
Could Bomb Warrior be a counter to Nomi Priests? It could be. I'm the wrong person to ask. I play Arena.
We shall end this disturbance.
Everybody Monka Shake.
A little healing goes a long
Alright. I think we got perfect damage, right? This doesn't line up as nicely, so let's not play it.
Here we
Huh. Such an awkward game the entire time. And then the tempo swing of the contract comes in. And we're good.
Valira versus Rexar.
Let the hunt begin.
watch your back.
Counting paid off. I'm setting a bad example here, right? Showing you guys the power of math. Math dance game.
Greetings, traveler.
The pleasure is mine.
Will you be streaming the new single player mode? I can't really exclude that from the possibilities. Sometimes people do like to see it, but most of the time, no, it's not really on my list of things to stream. Yeah, I haven't done the Boomsday puzzles yet. It depends a bit on how much there is to do for figuring out the meta. I'm up to no good. Me too. That always happens. I honestly think that a 2-3 on this board just does not make that big a difference. So I'll dagger and save my little oozer. My little oozling. You think it's amazing that for some reason the old 2-drop meta has returned? I mean, it's sort of logical, right? Like, the reason that 2-drop meta disappeared was just more reactive stuff, more punishes for pushing early, better 3-drops. When all those things disappear, then 2-drops are back, right? Where's your coin now? I'm not like a huge fan of coining this. I think that it's good, but a lot of the time it's not the best thing. I don't know. But I usually have a way to play it on 4 with a 1 mana card, so maybe that's... it gives me a bias. Sure, Shady? Yeah. I mean, as opposed to coining 2/2-drops, right? Because you go pass into play a 1/5 in, as opposed to 2-drop, 2-drop, or 2-drop dagger. Like, I'm being serious, so it's not just a meme. Not just a meme. It was only just a meme.
Here we go.
Heal me up, bartender. So he discovered a minion. Interesting. Killing the death rattle minion, which he had no means of killing it off himself. I mean, it's a 3/3. That's about to kill my dude.
Such a beautiful design.
No. Wait, he pulled Timberwolf. I am confused. Is this a warm-up draft? Yup. If it's warm-up in the title and I'm playing on Shadybunny account, then, or on the Shadybunny account, you know it's warm-up.
It's time for
I wrote a guide, Koth, so you can check that out if you like. You can use !guide. It was written a while back, so some of it isn't going to be meta relevant, of course, but a lot of the core concepts in there are still there. Morning, Derp. It's fine. It's okay. It happens. What's the difference between warm-up and a warmed-up play? Mainly the Pepega levels. Pepega levels are definitely higher when we're warming up, as opposed to being warmed up.
Up to no good.
Me too. We got the evolve. Let's see. It's just, you know, decision making. When it's first thing in the morning, you get up and you start playing. Like, especially I notice this when I'm drafting. I will not be able to make a decision very easily. I'll just be like, I guess this card, and meh, I guess this card and stuff. Alright, playing a 6-drop here is suicide. Fan of Knives, on the other hand, pretty good. We could evolve this into Spell Power, which is like not even that great, right? You can, if you believe, you hit here, right? How's your back? Same as before. Just more stretching. Let's not make it too complicated.
Evil is
I was like, it's a 4/4. God, yeah. Luckies are fun. Smiley face. Could have played the crocodile there. Probably should have. And then next turn, 6 and a 1. Yeah. See? That's the difference. If I'm warmed up, I'll spot that faster and I won't make that mistake. Taking 3 extra is probably worth it, because the overall flow is going to be much, much nicer if I just jam the crocodile. Because then now I have the 2 damage in my hand. And I play a 6-drop. We might still win because Lucky's OP, but still.
Run! I will hold them off.
6-drop is okay, but I think we try and make him trade. You could put the 1-1 into the 2-6 preemptively, but the goal is to actually just make him trade the 3-2 into the 1-1 instead of hitting my face. So, whenever you're playing defense, it's always a good idea to spread rather than jam one big minion. But you can see how having the 2 damage Lackey in the hand and having the Crocodile on the board would be so much nicer for this turn. Alright. Let's get some chargers there. Looks like we might just contract. We'll see what happens. He's like, do I throw 4 damage to deny him 1 health? I sure do. I sure do. I think this is where we just contract. You could deny him the charge, but you're denying him the extra face if you shoot this one, and this one has lower health, so it's a gamble you take, but I think it's correct. So we take an equal amount of damage, right? This is 2 extra. Leaving the other guy alive is 2 extra. Okay. There's worse than High Main on 9 mana. But then he can't hero power. Burly, right? Burly. Am I right, boys? What if he's got Burly? Yeah. Oh my god, yes. Right here, Hunter. These minions are a problem. You need to trade them. I don't know why we bumped here, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. This happens.
Just act natural.
I guess we're taking 2, right? Yes, we are.
Here we go. Already attacked.
What percentage of play is more important? 50-50. It doesn't work that way, Koth. So what you can say is that when you are just like super fresh and you don't know how to draft, the draft is going to be a big impact. Then as you learn sort of how, you know, to pick cards and you're following Hearth Arena and stuff, suddenly playing becomes quite more important. And then I think at the end you sort of get full circle where a lot of the plays are similar, but there are some big draft differences between, you know, the top players and the good players. So I think that's how it goes.
Here we go.
If that makes sense, right? So that's sort of the evolution it follows. Because if you have no idea which cards to pick, obviously the draft is more important. But soon after, you'll know how to draft good enough decks with Hearth Arena, and then a lot of the play picks up, and then at the very end you start to do some very creative things. Isn't that bad explosive shot placement? This one, no. Please explain yourself, sir. Explain yourself, sir.
Didn't sign up for this. Ready to ride.
Here we go.
Lokoi, congratulations. I'm happy you're doing well. Yeah, sometimes it's just a little thing, right? A little click you need to make. That's a little too try-hard though, Ash the Raven, but yes, that's definitely something you think about. I don't even know which one I played first, but in my mind, I definitely did it in the correct order, so... but lately they've been somewhat okay at announcing when they are changing things.
Watch your back.
But yeah, so for the explosive shot positioning, you want to separate the... You don't want to put the 1-1 stealth in the middle, because then all he needs to do is shoot the... all he needs to do is shoot the thing, right? The thing with the Ming. And then he gets both. But the 6-4 coming down first is fine.
Didn't sign up for this.
Sadly, you only got to participate in one. We're gonna do another chat draft soonish. Soon-ish, TM. Me too.
Here we go.
Alright, pretty terrible start for the opponent. So we can assume probably quite a heavy hunter deck. And if it's not a heavy hunter deck, then it's just lucky for us, right? So both are pretty good outcomes of that assumption. Whereas if you assume he was just unlucky, then it's, oh wow, oh my god. These people, man, they should not be allowed to own a Huffer. If you're gonna treat your Huffer like that, you may as well not get one, right? Disgusts me. Cha. Ah, now I've got my own Huffer. Why did you choose board control over 3 damage there? If you're referring to the 3-3 killing the 1-1, he was a hunter, I am a rogue. Can I make it any more obvious? I don't know. I seem to be in a little bit of a memey mood. That's not great for explaining stuff, but that's pretty much the reason, right? Man, this 4-1 pretty good, huh? I guess I'm just gonna put the pig down. Put the piggy down! Right? I could also dwarf, but it seems like too good to pass up here. Put the piggy down! We're gonna see an explosive trap. He sort of touched the hero power there, so I don't know. Get flared. Man, this game's sort of playing itself right now. Congratulations, you played yourself.
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
Here we go.
Right.
Masterful. I can see.
Yeah, he just low rolled the start. It's super hard. It's easy to know which hunter is against you looking from their animal companions. If they have a Huffer, it's Aggro. Leok, mid-range, Nisha, control, easy. I never thought about it in that way.
Can't escape my fury.
It's pretty smart.
Watch your back.
That's pretty smart. Is this a sneak keep or not? We sneaking? We sneaking? I guess we are in this deck. Guess we are sneaking.
Hail,
Not the worst.
the pleasure is mine. Hail,
Didn't sign up for this.
Do you have a difference in win rate going first or second? Probably. It's not a stat we track, but some decks just like to go second a bit more than others. The general rule is that first is better though. It's like if you have 1-drops, you're definitely gonna want to go first. If you have lots of good 3-drops, going second's not too bad most of the time. But I think the overall rule is first is better. We could go and spread and be a bit more aggressive here. But I think we get there if we follow the curve. So then this is going to get more tempo out at some point. Because we could have gone for a 4-4 and a 2-3 instead of a 3-5 here. But next turn I can play Prophet plus Perdition's Blade if I really need some power. Yeah, I think the stats in general indicate that going first is better. But I don't know, maybe it's something about the way how I construct my decks. A lot of it is not that susceptible to going second, because what I do a lot is I will coin a 2-drop into a 2-drop, and if you don't construct your deck in a way that it does that, I would say that going second feels worse than, you know, if you have more 2-drops. I guess we are fanning this, huh? It's not like it's a super necessary fan. You could also just go with Perditions. Perditions leaves them with just the 1-1. But fan is clean and you get, yeah, it's just a little cleaner.
here we go.
I think here developing the Balfin is a little too slow.
Too soon.
Because we have Streetwise Cultist if we want it. Because with Balfin you're essentially just playing a 2-1. Because he's already daggering the 1-1. The one thing that's a little worse this way is Betrayal. Betrayal's pretty annoying, because you just put a 4-4 next to a 5-3. Alright. Guess we're fine with that.
You can't hide from me.
You're not that sharp.
I don't want to set up the trade for him. I'll let him free kill the 2-3 and let the 4-4 stick and deal more face.
I'm not ready.
Ah, Piggy's going to the market. Piggy popping off. He should never use his face on the 2-2 here. Should always trade with the 2-4. Looks like he's doing that. Poof.
You.
I think here you trade because Fan of Knives suddenly becomes a little bit too good. I guess it's still the same. It just costs him his weapon charge. I don't know. Maybe going phase is also fine there. I can't tell you for sure which one's better. That's so bullshit and missed. After this draft, chat drafts? Probably even before the end of this draft.
Valera versus Valera.
I guess we'll try to get to 7 wins and then straw poll, see what you guys want to do.
I always do.
Let's see. How come Monkastein's not enabled? I didn't know that was a thing until yesterday. This is your draft. I was wondering how chat drafted such a high win Rogue draft. Rogue is tough. Rogue is absolutely tough. It's tough to make it work. It wasn't tough at all, but yeah. Because it does feel like you have to commit with Rogue. And any type of class where you have to commit, that's not good for a chat draft. You know, if you have, like, I think we usually have 100 to 200 people voting, right? So if you have 100 to 200 opinions, it's very, very difficult to commit to something. How do you stay motivated playing the same game every day? I mean, it's a video game, right? To begin with. Oh, look! My turn nearly got skipped. How nice. Smiley face. So first of all, I have played some other games on the side. There has been some Slay the Spire. There has been some Auto Chess. And a while back, there has even been some Battle Ride. So it's not like I play Hearthstone every single day. But over the past 4 years, I think I have been, you know, one of the most consistent Hearthstone arena streamers, right? And there's been some constructed on the side as well. I think for me as a person, it's just easier to play the same thing because, yeah, I guess this'll give you an idea of how I think, right? Let me do the turn first, and then we'll get to it. So we could just Perditions here, which isn't bad, but I think I'll just lead with the sneak. So I really, really, really enjoyed Auto Chess, right? Like up to the point that I just dumped a couple 100 hours in, you know, a couple weeks. Lots and lots of Auto Chess. But the moment that I came back to Hearthstone, I sort of lost all interest into it. And that's not because I suddenly think that it's not a good game anymore. It's because I have no interest in playing a game casually. That's not for me. I don't enjoy it that way. So the moment that, for me, Auto Chess would be, you know, like, oh, let's just play a little Auto Chess after the stream. That doesn't really work for me. I don't enjoy that at all. So I think for me as a player, it's just a lot easier to keep playing the same game because that's how I enjoy playing games. I enjoy that feeling of mastery. I enjoy that feeling of, okay, I'm doing everything I can to be the best I can be. Is it the same with Slay the Spire? Kind of, yeah. Slay was really, really fun when I was really into it and played it all day. And then the moment you have to play it on the side, it's like, it just doesn't work for me, that formula. Sorry guys, let's focus more on the game now. I'll probably just play a Blink Flux and trade. I just want to make sure, because it sounds a little bit too easy and kind of a lazy play, but it's probably still the play. It's not unplayable.
How much is this worth to you?
Shady recited the Pokemon theme song. Now I need to play it, right? burst out into song. All right. I think I'll probably just go with Prophet Cultist, but I don't really want to give up this 2-mana card for next turn because it is so darn flexible. This 2-mana card is going to be insanely flexible. It's going to solve all my problems next turn, I believe. So I think I'm going to actually take a weaker turn here with the promise of a better turn on 5.
Choose soon.
I guess for most cases, just denying him the 1 point of health is better, right? Because you could kill this for his potential healing play. But assuming he daggers down the Fox, he gains 1 extra health by not killing this now, so... Did you like Battle Right? Yeah, but same problem there. If I'm just gonna play it on the side, I lose all interest. When has 1 health ever mattered? I know, right? Crazy. Oh my god, it's like there was a plan for me to have a better turn this turn. Crazy. Look at this, guys. I have a 2-mana card. Whee! Now, I think the comparison between, oh, most people just go to the same job, right? It's their work. I think that is on one point fair, but on the other hand, as a streamer, it's so much less punishing, I would say. Like, let's say you have one job. You can't just say, hey boss, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna try this other job. If I feel like coming back, I'll, that doesn't exactly work. Whereas a streamer, you can be like, all right, I'll play a different game for a bit, and then, it's more flexible. It is true that, financially for most streamers, I'm not gonna say for every streamer, but for most streamers financially, it's more interesting to play the same game because more people will watch you if you play, the game they originally discovered you for. But it is a little, easier as a streamer to say, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna play a different game here and there. And if you're a variety streamer, that's pretty much what you do, right? That's why I said for most streamers, not for all streamers. All right, so he's got 2 lackeys, 3 cards. I guess I'm just gonna play the cleaner. No need to spread yet.
Just act.
I'll take it out for all the shenanigans. Yeah, I played Bloodline Champions for a bit as well when it came out. I know my cousin got really into it. That's why I played it with him. Do you ever play poker? People ask me that all the time, and I do think that I could have made a shit ton of money playing poker. But no, I never got into it. From looking at poker, it looks boring. But at the same time, I can see that when I would truly get into it, I would discover that it is not boring, right? But from looking at it, it basically looks like I'm just doing math the entire time. And I'm just like, do I wanna do that? That's essentially the reservation I had for starting poker. Making money is kind of boring. Well, I mean, I think you find a way to make it as fun as possible, right? Knowing shady math? No, you don't want to do that. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, like, we always joke about me being terrible at math, and I think that if I would truly apply myself to it, I'd get good at it, right? But it's like, at what cost, right? Would it just be something I would not enjoy doing? It's not exactly how I want to live my life. Gambling looks boring. No one's ever said it. I mean, sure, if you play like super high stakes or whatnot, it's like really exciting. But at the same time, it's not necessarily that it's not boring, that it's suddenly good, right? If you're playing like if you're always on this Monka S mode, like shit, I could lose a whole bunch of money straight away. If you're in that permanent Monka S state, that's not a great alternative, I guess. A permanent state of Monka S. Excuse me. And once again, this is from the outside looking in, right? I'm sure that if I were to practice poker, right? I mean, I have a bunch of friends that play poker, right? So, I mean, in this line of work, sort of, it's very hard not to know people that play poker. So it's not so like if I were ever wanted to take. I mean, I have a couple of people that would just be like, yeah, I could teach you, no problem. Anyways, this is coming out. Let's play, guys. If I go for the Shuriken here, then I either let him have the 1/1. The other one is Wolf Rider here, and then I can just dagger. I think I'm okay with Wolf Rider. Playing wizard poker over playing normie poker. That's what we're doing here. It's not looking too bad, but we do need to pick up something to play. It's starting to look a little worse now.
Don't forget to tip your torrent.
Here we go.
Don't forget to tip the torrent.
Is this real or an illusion? The red one tastes like cherries.
And then the rush guy, the rush one. Oh my god, you're kidding. I know, he's played his lackeys, right? He's played his lackeys. So he's got something to kill it off with, right? We in trouble, boys. I gotta heal him for 16 here and hope that the lackeys pull me through. Kill your 1/1? Can I even do that? I'll destroy a minion, you're right. My bad. See, chat? We wouldn't have even gotten the 2 damage lackey. Alright. Ooh. Honestly, Pickpocket at this stage of the game feels better than Contract. But those are famous last words, I suppose. Miss Lethal. I honestly, Assassinate is only enemy minions. I assumed that this was enemy minions as well. But now we have learned. I have learned, chat. This is why we are warming up together. Warming up together. And wouldn't that be a boring ending to this match? Whereas now, we get to play Pickpocket! Yay!
So many wonderful poisons.
So many wonderful poisons. Ayaya-chan. 2 more cards. Man, finding Assassin's Blade was really garbage.
So many options.
Oof. Nice. What have I played? I've stolen a bunch of cards from him already, right? All these Shaman and Mage cards and stuff. Very nice.
So many options. Here we go.
Aya gets summoned by Tess, right? She does? Does it count? Did they not change it? I have no idea what clip you're referring to, Icy Fan.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Pretty sure no such clip exists.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
What a Clown Fiesta game. We both pickpocketing. We're both just refueling going in. Dig, dig, dig! Dig, dig, dig! Diggy, 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 dig, diggy. I don't assume that I'm gonna get her back, but I'll take it. Not the worst choice of play. Get him, Aya. Nice. Yeah, I think they patched it, right? With the change to the underbelly. I think they probably patched this too. Debated. Well, it was sort of the expected play, right? So, trade the 2-2? Trade the 2-2. Trade the... It's making a little bit more sense, but at the same time also no sense. Yep. No sense.
What a tragedy!
Here we go.
Get him, boy! Deploy the scribe. If only Y was on 7 health right now. Oh, another one! He stole 2 pickpockets! Oh my god. Sap? Hey, don't say that. No negative vibes allowed. Get those negative vibes out of here, mister. He keeps looking at one card. Oh no, it's a new one every time, right? Yeah, it's a new one every time. Taunt? Taunt. Taunt? Taunt. Does he have a taunt? Man, he had a taunt and he still didn't go phase. Holy crap. Never skip dig dig! Dig dig dig! I guess we're dead, but at the same time, may as well give it a go, right? What do you think, chat? Are we gonna concede? And not give him the satisfaction of lethaling us?
Here we go.
Never skip dig day. Never concede. I mean, I have no idea how a single row card could end us here, right? Just doesn't happen.
Well, I give up.
Why? I had 2 damage. That's crazy. Alright. Now, count the probability of getting the 2 damage Cobalt. And add the probability of getting the spell damage Lackey into lethal.
Your
So, I know that we would have won, but is it statistically correct to do so? You got lethal with the 2 damage. Really? That's crazy! Maybe that's why I'm asking you guys to calculate the probability. Alright. He was at 4? Yeah, but your face and the 1/1 can go in, right? Just the 2 damage saves you? Well, I'm not dead on board. So I can discover a spell and kill him next turn, right? Captain Obvious to the rescue. What would we do without Captain Obvious? You assumed he would kill off the 2/2? Well, he would have done it that turn if he could, right? Yeah. So there is the slow play. Stab the Murloc, Redagger. And there is the fast play. Poison, Shuriken the 2/1, Bop. 4 power on an empty board. It's pretty shad. You could also preload the Deadly, but that makes no sense because he's got a 2/1, so it's sort of like the worst of both options, I think.
So many options. Here we go.
I don't like giving Warlocks tokens to work with. It seems like a bad idea in this circumstance.
Get it out! Get it out!
Let me just top deck an Evil Genius Activator. How useful. Why did I not plan on this? I am so smart, smiley face. Let me go face with the rush guy. So, I guess we made the right call based on his hand, but then he top decked the answer. So, I guess we still lose.
Here we go.
Very fun. Very fun. Always a nice experience running into Evil Genius. That's probably one of the downsides of playing so much. It just happens multiple times a day that I have these kind of situations where I'm just like, well, my opponent played an Evil Genius on turn 3. I guess I'm going to lose the game. Not very fun, hey? Even after, you know, doing everything in our power to deny him that. There's games where this doesn't happen. Yeah, sometimes it's not a Warlock. You don't like this much RNG in Arena, it beats the point of Arena. I mean, people have said that every single expansion. Right? There's always, every single expansion, people like, we've reached a point of maximum RNG, right? And they just forget other metas, right? They forget Keeper of Uldaman. They forget Fireland's Portal. There were a lot of terrible metas, guys. But the trick is to find a way to enjoy it.
Better write this down.
And it's currently just really, really difficult to find a way around the lackeys because they hit so early.
Here we go.
Whenever a bullshit mechanic hits on turn 2 or turn 3, it's like muster for battle, right? Muster for battle, that doesn't mean that when it comes back, it'll still be the same problematic card in terms of the meta, because the meta might be slower. But in a fast meta, Muster for battle, it hits on turn 3. So it immediately puts your opponent in an insanely good position without him having to do anything for it. It's just like, oh, I played Muster for battle on 3. You couldn't plan for it. And I'm now threatening, you know, a lot of... or I'm very far ahead on the board. And as early as turn 2 with Coin Muster, it comes out. The same thing with the lackeys, right? You can try to kill everything they have, which we did, but then they just play something and sack it anyway. So it's it's tough to play around that. Whereas Fireland's Portal, how incredibly annoying of a card that is. That's turn 7. You can prepare a little bit, right? So for me, the bullshit mechanics that hit turn 2, turn 3, they are much more annoying than the really strong big cards. Because at least for the big cards, a lot of the time you can rush them down, or you can, you know, play around it. It's funny to say, but I think I genuinely enjoy playing against Abyssal Enforcer more than Evil Genius. And that says a lot, right? Because Abyssal Enforcer is quite an insane card.
Don't forget to tip your Tauren.
Goodbye.
Oh. That's one hell of a cleaner. It's just that on board, right? We'll show him we had it.
Just
Just imagine if he doesn't play so slow slash... Or can a moderator make the straw poll? Between whether we finish this run first or go chat drafting. But we would chat draft after this run, so it's not one or the other, it's just delayed. I don't mind it either way, but the 2 last times I've made the poll, there was a preference to finish the run. I have Homer on my friend list. Damn. This is more flexible than Poison Cultist. Now we can go Piggy Cultist, Poison Piggy, or Poison Cultist. Still get to choose. No lighting the fire, please. How do you draft Mage these days? I'm not the right guy to ask, but every time I tune into Collins' stream, he's playing Mage. So, you were saying about the ooze? You can definitely ask Collins, and if you don't know who he is, make sure to go follow him now. If one of the mods can put the stream in the chat. Getting the 3/3 on board's too good, right? Right.
Here we go.
Of course I know Collins. Yeah, I mean, I assume everyone knows Collins, but then sometimes that's not the right assumption. Which contract did we get? The coin one, I believe. I think this is the weakest one, but as long as you have cards in your hand, it's not all that bad, I guess. How much has this clip been watched by now? 5.6k times. Not much to do here. Not much to do here. Yeah, favorite. Oh man, not much to do here. For real. For real. Do you guys know what Blizzard is? Never heard of it. Never ever heard of it.
This is our town.
Of course. How could I forget? That takes me back to the meme where back in Vanilla WoW, people would put points in Improved Blizzard. And I'd be like, I don't get it. The company's still the same. So good. Those memers. Those memers. Alright. Dropping something that survives the flame strike sounds like a good idea.
Just act natural.
Killing his thing so that he doesn't kill our thing seems like a good idea. And I guess we move on then. Now. No putting the big minion on 4 health. That is not fun. Not cool, bro. And then a stealth guy. Please spell power last, pig. It's not the gun, definitely not. It's just dagger his face or perditions his face. If I perditions his face, it's 6, so I need 3 more. I think that's a pretty okay spot to be.
Too soon. Here we
Just in case he doesn't clear the board. Might make the difference. Contract is the coin one. Okay. Not a flame strike.
You win.
Alrighty then. Playing into the Blizzard won us the game. That's nice.
Valir versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin.
Watch your back.
You have any time for a show, Shady? Yeah, from time to time for sure. My girlfriend and I have been following Game of Thrones, so that gets watched. I've recently been watching a little bit more before bed, so I've restarted Hunter x Hunter as well. And there's a couple other shows that I've watched. I think we throw the dwarf. Yeah. Like, Better Call Saul was, like, that's a show that I followed. Spartacus. I got pretty late on that, but that was very fun to watch as well. Big fan of all the gladiator stuff. Holding this triggers the miscreant later, but we'll find something. Shady confirmed weep.
Drink with me.
I'm not a high level Ayaya, but I'm up there, you know? But not definitely not a high level weep. Weeps, monk ass. Yeah, what have I watched anime-wise? Code Geass was, I think, my first serious anime. I really, really, really enjoyed that one. I think you probably get a little biased, right? Like the first really good anime you watch, you're like, okay, this is the best ever. So it's probably not the best ever, but it's pretty good. Hunter x Hunter, obviously, it's really, really good as well. Hikaru no Go is sort of a lesser known one, I think, but it was also very good, at least for me. Like, Hikaru no Go is just this awesome concept that I'm sure... It's basically the concept of... it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! But good, right? Oh, man. My kingdom for a dagger. But dagger on either of these is atrocious. So let's not do it.
You can't hide from me.
And there's a couple others I've watched, yeah. Never Tempo Miscreant? No. No, absolutely not. What does Pot of Greed do? It's funny, because Pot of Greed was, like, back when I played, like, one of the best cards. Probably just the best card, Pot of Greed. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Was all about taking +1s, and Pot of Greed just read +1. I'm up to no good. Me too.
Hey, you!
Alright, let's pay some more attention to the game. Enough with all this Ayaya talk. I got punished for going face. This is a new experience to me. My opponent is also about to get punished for going face. What a strange game. This never happens.
So many options.
Impossible. There is no punish for going face. You're lying, Smork. I'm gonna hog and use these, and I'm gonna rush one of these, so that's 5 mana used. I can dagger or summon the 2. I think I'd rather summon the 2. That is not a bad one. Let's see, that goes in. Yeah, we have enough. Okay. Lackeys, lackeys, must be lackeys. So dumb, right? So dumb.
You can be whatever you want.
Suddenly, board control. I think we just clean up, play stuff. Seems good. Infested Wolf is not Rat Pack. Yeah, yeah. That card would be suddenly a whole lot better. Crushing Walls. Not a card. I've never heard of this Crushing Wall card you guys are talking about. Crush the walls, you say? Excuse me? Call of the Wild? Call of the Wild. Shovel Fist. Unleash the Hounds? I don't know. What?
This piggy's going to market.
Just act.
Here we go.
This must have... I don't know if this has ever happened to me before, that a hunter with 4 cards on turn 8 passed. Oh, he had a KC in his hand. Okay. That explains a little bit. And he didn't want to play a Sun Fury. I can kind of see it, but... yeah. Well, it's good for us. Never skip dig die.
Evil is done!
Here we go.
This is 3 damage with Leok, so it's probably still better to dome him. Nope. How do you get the timer? It's part of Hearthstone deck tracker. I mean, you trade the 9 damage guy, and then you're just dead on board. Ah, the Smork and hope I trade your board. A classic. A timeless classic. Alright. The Rush Lackey is so nasty. How would you rank the card Call of the Wild?
Watch your
Well, you know, there's certain cards that you pick in almost every deck. And like Call of the Wild is a card you pick in every deck. So that's kind of where it's ranked right now. I think maybe Merp's Hunter can find an argument to not pick Call of the Wild. But that's 5 phase damage right there, baby. How did your warm-up run go? I got up to 9 and 1, and then I queued up against the Warlock. I don't really remember what happened after that.
Why do you call?
This ringleader is a bit awkward. I think it's just get the crocodile out and dagger on too. Sure. Sure thing, my man.
here we go.
Blop. What do you think is better between High Main and Unleash the Beast? I think in most decks still High Main, but Unleash the Beast is a very good card. Didn't have it. Pog. Did not lose the game immediately. Pog, pog, pog. Pog, pog, pog. Champ, champ, champ. Pog, 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 champ. Alright. Well, I would like a 5-6 on curve against the Yeti. How did you know, deck? Because if you play both your 2s, the Miscreant gets a bit awkward. And somebody told me that 5-6s are pretty okay versus Yetis. You have Miscreants? Yeah. I mean, I'm not above a little bit of lackey business. Some lackey shenanigans. Well, the fan is definitely good. Is it to play? We'll force the Hellfire out of him, right? Ooh, no, Dread Inferno will do. Is there anything I want to do versus Dread Infernal? Just hoping he doesn't have it. That's ping with the Murloc makes too much sense for Dread. I'll make my play because it's okay, but I'm not convinced. How is the Fias never to play? What? Oh, you mean turn 1? He had a Voidwalker. Was a bit awkward. The Bartender was a bit weird. but I deemed it worth it, and I think it's okay. Galderash, thank you so much for the 100 bits, plus 10 extra. Bits purchasable in Germany now with credit card and not exclusively PayPal. Pog. Thank you, my man. Me too. Too many combo minions? Well, a 1 and 2 or a 2 and 3 is not a huge difference at this stage of the game, so take it. Da 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 da. Pum, 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 pum. Da 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 da. Plum, 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 plum. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Da 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 da.
A little cut.
Drink the power. So many options.
You call that a weapon?
Double time.
She's super.
Double pay. You can have, and you can have.
A little cut.
Here we go.
Well, I can't think of a single Warlock card that would be bad for me here. Neither can he. Hey. I went for the Evolve on the 4 because I needed something with 3 health plus.
Watch.
I guess 4 health plus, sort of, right? And it felt like a 4-2 and a 4 drop was better than a 1-2 and a 5 drop. 9 and 1 Warlock conclude our board. Well, we forced out a Fellfire earlier on, so a lot of the time that is forgotten, right? When you play aggressive early, you force their AoE and then they just happen to not have a second one.
Yeah, beat it.
Our town scrub. Would you consider picking a third backstab? Oof. Probably not, but it would have to be in a really, really weird pack. Was a horrible Fellfire? Yeah, you do have to look at what his alternative is for the turn, though. Because it's not always very apparent.
Got something to hide?
Got some to hide.
Here we go.
You looking at me.
You just had to play a 6 health minion, didn't you? Didn't you?
You call that a weapon?
Here we go.
Not cool, man. Not cool. I don't like making that play, but everything else sucks more, so.
Talk about a nice soup.
Talk about a nice soup. You can hold back on the 4/4, but if the 4/3 kills the 4/4, that means the 5/6 can go somewhere else. Seems worth it. You can also play the 3/5 over the 5/6. But I've sort of learned that it's still better usually to get the stats out. Soup is busy being an adult and stuff. Dance game. Responsibilities and stuff.
Time runs out on me.
Okay. Cleaner's fine. I'm just like doing the math if there's a better way with Aberrant Dagger or even just the Scribe. I think it's just the 7 health on the Cleaner that you're happy with here. Having a dagger here would have been phenomenal.
Just act.
Because dagger and Amani doesn't do that much for you. So you may as well just get the 6 mana card out of your hand when you have 2 of them. You would play the Murloc. That's super, super vulnerable, right? You just lose to kind of like your Fire or Cone or whatnot. So if there's not that much upside, you shouldn't take enormous risks like that. Amani, Kappa. They're both Amanis. Same like they're both enraged minions. Yeah, the 4 cost Amani Berserker. Yeah.
Time runs out on me.
With the 2 damage and rage. Grandpa? What's enrage?
What a tragedy!
Yeah, the punish. Everybody loves a little bit of punish.
What a tragedy! Better write this down.
Easy.
You have 2 lines, right? You have Conjurer's Calling and AoE. Those are the 2 things on your mind here. I think the 10 face is a must. Because even with Coin Pyro, you're not dead. But then you think of, oh, should I dagger the 2/1 and maybe add Aberrant? But I don't think the dagger makes enough sense to not put Scribe down. Tough call. Alright. That's a really high value turn. But not exactly the things we were afraid of, so... All in all, that's honestly not the absolute worst. It'll depend on the cards he drew and what he does with his coins, of course. I'm a little surprised that he went for the Scribe. If he doesn't have AoE, I think my instinct would have been to leave the Scribe alone and kill the other guys. Just trade everything into the Soldier and into the Defias. Now there's more shit on the board. That trade, I guess, indicates a Frostbolt or something. Can I light your fire? So he did have it, right? So he would have lost the game there. Alright. We have 2 spell damage minions with a Shiv. That's pretty hilarious. We are now dead to Pyro. We have 8. I think you just assume he doesn't have the Pyro. And you just set it up, right? Everybody's trying to clear here. You should try to clear his face, guys.
Here we go.
It's time for a lot of blood.
Clear the board. Nope. That's some work. Yup.
I wonder. Time runs out on me.
Pretty reasonable we don't play anything. Yeah, I'm just thinking if he, I'm thinking if he has a greater arcane missiles, I can avoid lethal by putting a minion in the way. I'm just calling. Hey, boys, the play.
I'm not ready.
Here we go.
It's a lucky run. Every 12 win run is a lucky run, my man. Yes, mastered gear. I feel like everybody always needs to point that out, right? You know, you got lucky, you know? It's not like a normal win. It's like a lucky win. You keep that in mind, Mr. Bunny. Don't start getting any ideas. Thank you for the 100 bits, Color Remember that one time where your Blink Fox gave you Flame Strike? It's not always gonna happen, you know? Just keep that in mind, Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny. Boop. So I can have a bartender and a miscreant on the board, or I can have a prophet and a miscreant on the board. I guess I should put a prophet and a miscreant on the board. Was prophet better than spec knights? It's been enabling miscreant on 5 quite a bit, or just allowing me to play a turn 5 play. I'm up to no good. Me too. Never the evolve lucky. Guys, we are never lucky this run, right? What is this? What's this unlucky aura we have? Diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole. So he still has his coin. And just jam the Raven. My man. My man with a plan. Alright, so that should never be Mirror Entity because he knows I have 2 lackeys. But sometimes you never know, Pepega. So I guess I will play the spell lackey first. Have a look-see at what's inside. Daring Escapes looks pretty good. It's actually not unthinkable later on with lackeys, but we should take one of the others here. With Backstab... sorry, with Ogre, the Backstab is 3 damage. I think I like that more than a Betrayal. I'm assuming that this is gonna be duplicate or so. I'd rather give him 2 Ravens.
Choose soon.
Could be Counterspell. Should be fine. I think he already needs the AoE, is right. Save this for the redevelop. Coin Blizzard, okay. Oh. That's like a better Blizzard for us, right? We saved him, boys! We saved him. Don't worry, Faceless Lackey. I would never deploy you to check for an AoE. Except maybe if he has another one now.
So many options.
But what are the odds of that, huh? That's actually pretty good. We should take that out, but I'm at the same time, I'm also really looking at some Smorkage. So I'm considering using the Piggy instead to get the 2 extra face in. It pushes 6, puts him to 8, right? Muffin. Oh my god. That kitty, man. Alright, let me do the turn first, and then we'll see. This night, at like, I don't know, 3 a.m., she brought the toy to our bed. And she's like, I have a great idea. We usually don't play at night. Let's play. And I'm like, God damn. So I had to like get up to put her in the living room. And then this morning she was like, okay, I'm sorry. I may have been pushing my luck. That's really what it felt like, what she said. That literally felt like it, what she said. Like, I may have been pushing my luck. I guess he's dead. 18. Yeah, we have one more, right? Oh, he was already dead to the Flame Strike. Okay. But still, we take it. Nothing like a top deck lethal, boys.
Here we go.
Boop. Let him in mage without AoE. He literally just played Corrupted Seer. Like, literally just, like, the same thing with the Warlock. He played Fellfire Potion. I get it. I get that this was not the most unfortunate of runs you've ever seen. But it's like people block out the cards that have been played. The Warlock, you guys are like, oh, no AoE when he, like, Fellfired me. this guy plays Corrupted Seer is like, oh, another mage without AoE. It's okay. Anyways. Some aggressive Rouge. Your cat talks? Yeah, sort of. Sort of. Silly Shady. Corrupted Seer is a Murloc, not AoE. Smiley face.